Hi guys, just gone midday here in London, Tuesday 27th of October. Equities did have a bit of a tumble yesterday and they actually joined us after we've had a bit of a recovery this morning. However, literally where we're trading right now is a pretty interesting point. You can see what really led to the down move yesterday on the cash open. We had some initial support around 34.12, which is an important level on the daily chart as well, as you can see just even looking here at the last few trading days. However, that is now just been hit and acting as a resistance point, so I'll be keeping a close watch on that. Here you can see the importance of that level acting as an intraday resistance. We'll go on to the longer term chart in a moment. However, those lows that we reached today, you can see forming quite a nice trend line up there, would look to come in around the handle as well, 3400, so big level to the downside. 3400 where the bulls will really want to defend. Of course, we are literally 7 days out from the election. Is there going to be massive moves ahead of that? Potentially not. It could be quite choppy, but there's something to bear in mind. If we do finish the day again below 34.12 like we did yesterday, it could be pretty key for a move to the downside. Let's just have a quick look then at that longer time frame. You can see how interesting it really does look. The break below that whole region, if that then acts as resistance today, then I wouldn't be too surprised to start seeing maybe 33, 31 as the next key support point before we then get to the 3300 handle. So decision time certainly today for the S&P, and it's very similar across the board. The Nasdaq you can see as well breaking below 11,500. We're coming back to retest that now. Does that hold as resistance, or is it the whole false break, and actually this down move that we've been on since the middle of October might start to get eaten into? The Dow, very similar, obviously a poor day yesterday and is lagging a bit behind both the Nasdaq and the S&P at the moment, but you can see that level would come in around 28,000 on the handle itself. To the downside, as mentioned, if these moves are to continue lower, beginning of October lows could well be in sight for both the Dow, S&P and also the Nasdaq as well. Quick look over at currencies. Yes, they weren't too interested in really following the risk off move and seeing some dollar strength. However, we did finish near the lows on the euro, but importantly above the 118 handle. So that's my key level that I'd be looking at to the downside. The high that we had back on the 21st of September also marked the high that we saw last week, so very key range high. We're stuck within this range, and a bigger move should, in theory, come if we can break out of that. Is that going to happen before the election? Probably not, but one just to keep an eye on. The pound yesterday, I was talking to our traders in-house and saying it's a bit of a clearer opportunity. And you can see that similar high from last week, both the euro dollar and the pound topped both on the 21st of October, was a previous level that sellers had taken over from before, so that's one that you need to be aware of. For me, the downside can start to really take place with the pound if we get below 129.84 on the futures, which marks the high that we had back on the 20th. Really positive day that we saw on the 21st of October. So could that get eaten into? It's a very key level that the bulls will want to defend. So at the moment, we have just been drifting lower, although with the equity bounce, with a bit of risk on, you've seen a tiny bit of dollar weakness this morning. But as mentioned with equities, they're coming right onto those resistance levels now. Cash open slightly earlier this week as well. But yeah, you can see here, just going back to the S&P, the importance of this whole level acting as support most recently on the 19th, the 20th, the 22nd, both morning and afternoon there, and even yesterday, early hours. So really kicked on yesterday, the selling on the open, so keep a close eye on that. Anyway guys, we'll catch up with you later on. Any questions, please do let me know.